guys, and welcome back to my channel. I know, long time no see. I've just been super busy with work and starting back college. So today I have a kind of a full face video. It's going to be a full face of using Avon makeup. As I was kind of like scrolling through YouTube, I've seen a lot of people request this kind of video, and a lot of people have kind of like brushed it off. I've maybe seen like 4 or 5 videos on YouTube using Avon makeup. So I was like, you know what? Maybe this is what the people want, maybe not. But I had so much Avon makeup from I have a representative that comes into my work who sells it, so I order from her a lot, and I have accumulated pretty much a full face, so I thought it'd be something interesting to try. If you do not know what Avon is a company. It's not sold in stores as far as I know. I've never seen it in stores. Basically what these people do is they sign up and they sell. It's not like Unique where you're on a team and a certain percentage goes to your team members. And as far as I know when I sold it for like a couple months. I never owed anybody money. So basically that's what it is basically your Avon representative will drop off a catalog. It just has a magazine. It has all the stuff that you would want in it, or you can go onto their website. But back in the day, it used to be you would go into a catalog, they'd leave an order form. Basically, you'd write down anything you wanted. You'd put the item number, the page number, what it costs, and your Avon lady would come back in about a week to pick it up. Each campaign, I think, runs about 2 weeks. She'd put your order in, and then about a week or 2 later, she'd drop off your order and you would pay her. Times have changed now. They still do catalogs. Some people prefer to do catalogs. But now your Avon representative has a website. You can go on to, I think it's like avon.com, and you can type in a representative's name, or they can find one that's in your area, and basically just order offline and it comes to your door. And I think like your Avon lady gets a certain amount of commission off your order. I think it's like every, after $40, she starts making a commission. So I think it's really cool. Like, I'm helping somebody make a little bit of money. This isn't my Avon lady's full-time job as far as I know. But yeah, Avon sells everything from makeup. I remember I used to use their makeup back in middle school. I used to have the little stick concealers and the frosty pink lip gloss back in those days. But now Avon sells everything from perfumes. I have a couple of their perfumes. They're really nice. They sell clothing, jewelry. Now they're selling vitamins. So let's go ahead and do this full face. If you see me looking down, it's because I'm looking at prices. Avon always is having sales on their makeup. So the first thing we're going to be doing is eyebrows, and Avon does have an eyebrow thing. I forgot to pick up the pencil, so we're just going to kind of wing it from here. This is the Avon True Color Perfecting Eyebrow Sculpting Duo. I got the shade Soft Brown. It comes in a cute little compact like this. This is regularly $8, but for this campaign it is $6.99. They have 4 shades, blonde, auburn, soft brown, and deep brown. You open it up, it has like a little mirror, and it comes with like some eyebrow. There's the powder and there's the wax. It did come with a little brush, but I threw that out. So basically the powder you're getting is 0.046 ounces, and the wax you're getting 0.035. So basically what you do is I'm going to grab my spoolie, go ahead and brush my brows. Then what I do is you're supposed to mix the powder and the wax. I learned the hard way. You don't dip into the wax and then dip into the powder. I like to dip into the powder first and then smear my brush into the wax. And it's supposed to give you a nice line. I've never done my brows on camera, so if I'm doing my brows differently than you do not judge me. Be nice. And if my hands look orange, it's because I've been self-tanning. And apparently this stuff, even if you wash your hands with soap and water, it still stains your hands. So the powder is pretty nice. This isn't how I normally like my brows. I do like a pretty dark brow, and this is the darkest color. I didn't know how the other one looked kind of orange, like kind of like a reddish orange color. Too red for my hairs. So I picked this one up, and I'm glad I did, because like So that is what one brow looks like. It's very nice, very natural. It glides on really nicely. It's not too cool toned, but it's not too warm toned. It's pretty neutral. So I'm trying to like see over here to do this brow, and like this mirror is weird. My only complaint is like the wax is a little watery. So when you do mix it into the when you go to dip into the powder, because like a little bit doesn't go a long way with this stuff. It forms a hard pan over the powder. This isn't typically how I like my brows. I like my brows to be very prominent. I do prefer my pomade. This isn't something I'd grab every day. I feel like I'm going through product pretty quickly. So this isn't my favorite. And this video is not sponsored, by the way. I purchased all this stuff with my own money. None of it was given to me by the Avon lady to review. This is all purchased. So I'm still going to go ahead and set my brows with my Benefit Gimme Brow. I'm in the shade 3. You can't see me. I need to bring my mirror up closer. I have like a mirror now, like a big mirror down here. As I drop everything, I have so much stuff I like have to pick from. So I should move this mirror closer. So I drop the bronzing pearls. We have bronzing pearls. Alright, so next we're going to move on to eye primer. I do have an eye primer. This is the Avon True Color eyeshadow primer. I picked up the shade Light Beige. There's just two. There's Warm Beige and Light Beige. Warm Beige just looked a little too warm. This is waterproof. This just creates a smooth canvas for your eyes. You're getting 0.176 ounces in here. This is regularly $8, but if you're interested, they're having a sale this campaign and it's $5.99. It looks kind of like MAC's Painterly Paint Pots to me. This is kind of pink. It's very pink undertoned. I maybe should have went with light beige in the picture. Looked kind of yellow undertoned, but this is like almost pink. It's very thick, very moussey. Maybe you can see that it looks like it's very moussey. But it glides on pretty nicely. I did wear these yesterday, but I didn't really pay attention to it. I literally had this makeup sitting on my desk, so I literally grabbed some of this stuff because I had to be up like at 6 in the morning to get to school on time. So I literally just grabbed this and did a grab and go. Yeah, this is very thick, like you need the slightest amount. It's kind of greasy. It kind of has like, reminds me of a little bit, the consistency and the way it feels reminds me of Urban Decay's original primer potion. Not the Eden one, but the original. But for the most part, it's pretty nice. It feels really nice on the eyes. So for eyes, I have a couple things. The first thing I have are these Avon True Color eyeshadow quads. I have the shade Emerald Cut. It has a shimmering beige, a softened peach, a green metal, and a blackened emerald. I'm thinking about using this one because I have not used this one yet. So we're probably going to use that one, so I'm going to set it over here. The other one I'm probably just going to like put to the side is the matte eyeshadow quad in Desert Sunset. You get a camel, a coral color, an eggplant, and a cocoa. This one is actually really nice. I have used this one. The matte formula is beautiful. Very pigmented. And then I have two of the Avon True Color 8-in-1 eyeshadow palettes. I have Smoky Nights, which I'll probably not use today. Or may use some of the shades. I don't know. I'll put it over here to the maybe pile. And then I have Rock and Stone. I thought about using these two together because there was something like a recommendation on the page to use these two together. If you're interested, the 8-color eyeshadow palettes, they are originally $12, but you can get them on sale right now for $8.99. They're easy to apply. You can use them wet or dry. And then the Emerald Cut one, the eyeshadow quads are easy numbered shades. They are numbered. You can get those for $5.99 right now. They're originally $8. So they're pretty inexpensive. So I'm going to see. I'm going to take, oh, that one's kind of shimmery. They're both shimmery, but I'm going to see which one's less shimmery. I don't like using a shimmery color to set my base, so I'm just going to take this as right here and take the little color the colors. L'Oreal Nude 1. I use the matte shade in here just to set my eye primer. Where did my big fluffy brush go that I had? My brushes have been disappearing for some reason. Like, I really don't know where some of my brushes went. It's like they vanish into thin air and I never can find them. Like, my highlighting brush literally disappeared. Oh, so I guess we're just gonna have to use a fluffier brush. Oh well, they'll turn up eventually. We'll just use this one from Anastasia. So this is just an Anastasia fluffy brush. Go ahead and just set this primer. You do want to set it. It does kind of crease a little bit if you don't set it. Alright, so next we're going to take this palette. I don't see a transition shade, so we may be using some of these other palettes too. I'm going to take the Avon True Color Matte Quad, and I'm going to take shade number 2 and use it as a transition shade. They are quite powdery, but they are very nicely pigmented. I'm getting 0 to no fallout for at least from shade number 2. This is from the Desert Sunset Quad. So that's a nice transition shade. Alright, so next we're going to go into Emerald Cut. And I'm going to see, oh, not yet. This isn't all shimmer shades. A lot of these are shimmer shades. I'm not seeing like any matte shades. So we're going to be using this matte palette a lot. I'm trying to think of what I'm going to do because I don't have any mid-tone brown shades. This is going to be difficult because I literally have no mid-tone brown shades. Actually, I think there is a matte in here. I'm going to take this little kind of like a mauve-y shade, the shade right here. It's like the, I guess from where you're sitting, right here, like the second shade. This is pretty, but I feel like it's not going to go well with that orange shade. The mirror in here is just not working. Just not working. Everything is, this video is going to be rough. So that purple is pretty nice. It's not the most pigmented. I feel like you have to really build this up. But it actually looks really nice against that orange. Once, like, you can still see the orange kind of like poking through it. And it just kind of gives it like a really nice, it kind of warms it up a little bit. Kind of like a warm purple. Alright, so all that's left in here is kind of like some blue shades. I'm going to look back into this and see where we can go from here. Yeah, these are all metallics, so I don't really want a metallic. I might take this eggplant color number 3 from the Desert Sunset Quad. And just kind of like deepen up the crease a little bit with it. So we're just going to take it kind of like on the outer half of the crease and blend it in there. They're blending out really nicely. I'm literally getting very little to no fallout at all. Which is a good thing. Pigmentation is okay. The mattes are more pigmented than the shimmers, I would say. I gotta see how much time I have on my camera. We're doing good. Alright, so I really want to use some of these other shades too. I'm going to take the black in here and take like the smallest amount on this little like, oh hey there, you are very pigmented. It's a nice black, it's very pigmented. I really don't know what type of look I was going for today. so that's a nice black. I feel like I have too much purple in here. So I'm going to take the Emerald Cut palette, and I may take this like kind of like that emerald color they were talking about right here, number 4, the blackened emerald. I might take a little bit of that and like put it over that black just to give it like a little bit of contrast, and kind of put it in like the outer half of the lid. So I didn't order a setting spray or any like water or anything, I guess you could say. So I'm going to take some Fix Plus. I'm going to take that peachy color, that like soft peach, and spritz it with some Fix Plus just to see how it applies wet. Literally sprayed half of the color off. Oh, you can't use these wet. Like I literally just put some hard paint in this palette. Ooh. Alright, so there's a lot of chunky. No, we're not going to use this one. I don't like that one. It's really chunky. That color just looks really weird on my eye to me. It does not look good on my eye. I do not like it. So that one would be definitely a hard pass. I think we're going to take this kind of like goldy green color in here to see how that goes. That looks like a really nice color. Brush picks it up nice. I'm just taking up a flat shader. Spritz it with some more Fix Plus. That is a pretty color, so I feel like this one I have high hopes for. That's a nice color. Not the best color I've used, but not the worst. I feel like I really have to pack it on just to get the color to show up though. So the eyeshadows have been okay for the most part. Not my favorite formula. I feel like if you really have to build these colors up, maybe somebody who doesn't like a lot of color, like doesn't want like full-blown pigmentation right away, I think this would be great for a beginner to learn how to use colors and build them up. But I have better shadows. This isn't something I would reach for every single day. But the look we created, I think, turned out pretty good, nice. We'll go back to the eyes real quick. We'll go back to the eyes later. Let's go ahead and get this face started. I had the Avon Magic's Face Perfecting Primer. I've had this for a while. This is actually a really good primer. It just comes out kind of really white and thick. It claims to be pore filling. It's just supposed to give you a smooth canvas. It smells really, really nice. Like it doesn't smell too bad. I can definitely feel it. Definitely smooths your skin. My skin feels really soft. I really like this primer. So for foundation, or the primer, I would definitely order again. The primer is regularly $12, but it's $8.99. It has SPF 20 in it, and you get 12 fluid ounces. 1 fluid ounce of product. It's colorless. It blurs look of pores and lines. So for foundation, we are going to be using, if I can figure out where she went off to. She is still here. Let me find the foundation. Where'd it go? I'll be right back. Oh, never mind. Here it is. This is the Avon True Color Flawless Liquid Foundation. This is broad spectrum SPF 15. You're getting a fluid ounce of product, which is standard for any foundation. It is regularly $12, but on sale for $8.99. They have a wide color range. This is the color range right here on my finger. Is right here where my 2 fingers are. The lightest shade being porcelain, the darkest being rich espresso. So also I ordered a beauty blender from them. This is the Avon. This is not, I don't know if this is called True Color. This is the Avon Pro Flawless Makeup Applicator. It has no, it's latex free. You can use it with all Avon foundations or any foundation. I used it with another foundation yesterday. This was $3. It's pretty soft. Not the softest sponge I've used. I'm going to go wet it and I'll be right back. So I got the sponge wet. I wet the sponge. It grew pretty big. I would say it's about the size of my cheek now. I have used this yesterday and it was a nice sponge. So for the foundation, I got the shade Natural Beige. This may be too light for me since I am self-tanning. Comes with a pump, which is nice. It's a pretty thick consistency. I'm going to do about 3 pumps because I don't know how much this sponge is going to absorb all the product. I'm just going to do one side of my face and then I'll do the other side off camera. So, for the most part, this feels like a really nice consistency. It's not too thick, not too thin. I'm just going to use the mirror in here so y'all can see. Blends out really nicely. I'm going to blend it down to my neck. The sponge doesn't seem to be absorbing a lot of the product. It seems to be spreading it out pretty nicely. I'm liking the coverage. I would say this, I wouldn't advertise this as full coverage. I can still see some of my spots poking through. But for the most part, this is a very nice formula. It's sitting on my skin at least really nicely. I don't see it emphasizing my dry spots or not wanting to cling to certain areas. Yeah, and this sponge is definitely not absorbing too much product, which is nice. I usually have that problem with a lot of sponges. I don't usually try out a lot of sponges. I've gotten so used to my Real Techniques. Like I said, this isn't the softest sponge. It does kind of feel like I'm beating myself in the face with like a boxing glove or something. I'm gonna go do my other side of the face off camera and I'll be right back. Alright, so I got this side of my face done. I did have to go in with like a set, like 1.5 pumps just because some of the areas I felt didn't have enough coverage. But I am loving the way this foundation looks. To me, it looks very skin-like. It feels very nice on the skin. I do feel like I have to set it though. This isn't a foundation I could just wear on its own and not have to worry about it moving around. I feel it will move around my nose area. But for the most part, this foundation is beautiful. It sits on the skin really nice. It does oxidize a little bit, which I'm not too mad because I am self-tanning, like I said. So it may darken up and match the tan a little bit. But for the most part, this foundation, I am actually really liking it. It applied beautifully with the sponge. The sponge didn't absorb too much product. I did feel like it absorbed a little bit right around in the nose area, but other than that, it did really nice. As I drop something. So next is we're moving on to concealer. This is the Avon True Color Ideal Nude Cream Concealer. This is supposed to be like their full coverage concealer. They have so many different concealer options from different brands, like the Brand New, which I'm sure people have heard of. So the cream concealer, this is regularly $8. It is $6.99 right now. This is lightweight full coverage. This is the shade range. So they have a pretty nice amount of shades. The lightest shade I got was Fair, and then they have the darkest is Mahogany. So this claims to be full coverage. It's just a doe foot applicator. The applicator is pretty small. I am used to my Shape Tape applicator. But we're going to see how this compares. So I'm just going to draw some lines. I'm just going to do one side of my face and the other side off screen. I feel it's going to save us time. So I feel like a little bit goes a long way, but this applicator is definitely very scratchy. So I'm not a big fan of the applicator. I felt like it was like scratching at my under eye. For the most part, this is a pretty nice formula. It's not too liquidy. It's pretty thick. We're going to see how this goes though. So I'm going to blend out, like I said, one side of my face. This isn't bad. This isn't like Shape Tape brightness, but I can definitely see a difference under my eye. I did have some darkness underneath my eye and I feel like it's gone. So it blends out pretty good with this sponge. I'm actually really liking this sponge. The only problem is like it's kind of harder to get over here. Like I feel like I'm having like squint. This concealer seems to be blending out pretty nicely. A little bit does go a long way. I feel like I put too much on my face. So I'm going to go ahead and blend out everything else and I'll be right back. Alright, so the concealer blended out really nicely. I'm loving how it looks. It blends into this foundation very nicely. This primer, I can definitely see a difference with the primer. My skin just looks very smooth, so I am loving how the face looks right now. Just pray it stays that way. So next we got the Avon True Color Flawless Loose Powder. I got this shade Translucent. They have all different kinds of shades. I think they have like 16 different shades. This is supposed to keep makeup looking fresh. It's $12, but on sale for $8.99. I'm going to use it to bake the face. So I'm just going to pour a little bit in here. I have used this before. I wasn't a fan. To me, it wasn't very finely milled. I felt I was getting like it was kind of grainy. We're just going to bake my face. Like, I felt like I got giant chunks. And it smells weird. It doesn't smell like my Coty Airspun, which is good. That smells like grandma's. But this smells like chemicals. It reeks of chemicals. But you get a nice amount of product. You're getting like 18 grams of product in here, which isn't bad at all. It's about the same, I think, the same amount as my Airspun, though. I think my Airspun may have a little bit more. I forgot to set the rest of my face with it. So this video is already a disaster. I can just see, I'm just using an EcoTools powder brush. I can see there's just stuff flying. The only bad thing when you use loose powder is you inhale it. So for bronzer, I have the Avon True Colors loose. These are the bronzing pearls. I thought this would be really cool. They have two shades. They got Sun-Kissed and Bronze. This is originally $11. We can get it for $7.99 right now. Comes with like a little thing to keep the pearls fresh or something. This is what the pearls look like. You can hear them moving around. Don't dump them into the lid, Madison. So I'm going to use this same brush and I'm just going to dip into these and see what we can do. It smells like coconuts and I just picked up one of the pearls. Okay, this isn't that bad. Definitely a little bit too orange for me. But these aren't that bad. Definitely gives you like this Sun-Kissed kind of look, but nothing too dramatic. It's not like, I still would prefer my, what is it, my Chocolate Soleil bronzer or my Hoola if I'm really wanting like a really nice Sun-Kissed look. This is a little too red for me. I'm definitely going to have to go in with some contour in a minute, and I'll do that off screen since it's not an Avon product. I could not find a contour thing on Avon, or if I just wasn't looking hard enough. But yeah, for the most part, these aren't too bad. Gives you a nice little glow. Nothing to like rave about, but not too bad. I'm going to go do contour and off screen, and I'll be right back. So next we're going to move on to blush. This is the Avon True Colors Smooth Minerals Blush. This is in Copper Glow. This is 2.5 grams. It's originally $11. You can get it for $7.99 right now. This is what it looks like. Very shimmery. Usually your mineral blushes are shimmery. So we're going to pick up the little amount and just like tap some off. Well, I forgot to tap it off. That is very important to tap it off. Because now I look like I have to like even out this side now. Alright, so this stuff is very pigmented. You definitely want to tap it off. I forgot to. I don't know if you can tell, but I look like I've been running a 5K now. But that's okay. We'll deal with it. This kind of reminds me of the Bare Minerals mineral blushes. I have one and I really like it. Those were nice too. It is shimmery, but I'm not seeing anything, but my skin is feeling like really soft. That foundation's doing great. So next we have this. This is another Avon line. This is the brand Mark by Avon. This is the Touch and Glow Shimmer Cream Cubes All Over Face Palette. This is in Coral Glow. This is what it looks like. So it looks like down here you have some like sort of blush, and then up here you can get some like gold highlighter, or you can mix them together. As I have powder in my face. Powder got on my glasses now. I can't figure out where my favorite highlighting brush went, so I'm kind of disappointed. It like vanished into thin air. So we're just gonna have to go with this. This is a highlighting brush too. So I've been using the top half of these cubes. This is doing nothing for me. I'm gonna use this. And just pray to God it's cleaned off. I will be going on an investigation to figure out where this highlighting brush went because I'm very disappointed that it vanished. Let's use my finger because this isn't gonna work. The finger seems to pick it up pretty nicely. Oh, they do feel like a cream. That's weird. This is like so weird. It's the weirdest consistency. We're just popping this everywhere. I'm gonna finish the rest of my highlighter and I'll be right back. Alright, so I'm back. I went ahead and did my eyeliner. The highlighter was pretty nice. I would recommend using your finger. It's not super glowy, like I feel like I'm not blinding. I went ahead and did my eyeliner. This eyeliner pencil is so weird. I don't know if you can see the tip, but it's like kind of like a marker. Like not like a felt tip, like the pointy felt tips. I was struggling to get a straight line. My eyeliner looks probably like a kindergartner drew all my lines. We're just done. So we're gonna go ahead and move to like waterliner. I have a couple options here. I did not order a black for some odd reason. I ordered everything but a black. I have the Avon True. These are their glimmer sticks. Supposedly these won awards before. I used to use glimmer sticks back in middle school and high school. I got Teal Sparkle, which is a shimmery teal, which is absolutely beautiful. These are very nice and creamy, it feels like. I have Sugar Plum, which is a shimmery purple. Then I have, that's a lip liner. I ordered some lip liners too. And then this one is Emerald Cut, or just Emerald. This is just a matte green. So pretty nice and creamy. I think I'm going to do the Teal Sparkle today just to feel fun. I really like the Teal Sparkle. So we're going to see how these apply into the waterline and see how they stay put all day. Alright, it's showing up. It's really pretty. It's not as intense in the waterline. Like I feel like I have a really watery waterline. Like my eyes are naturally watery. So like eyeliner never really stays put in my waterline. Like the only one that really stays put is my Urban Decay Light On Eye Pencils. Ooh, but that's really nice. It's a nice pop of blue. Probably can't see it on camera. So we're going to go ahead and finish up the rest of the eyes. I'm just going to take this, that matte quad I've been using, and we're just going to take that eggplant color. So we're just going to take this color and run it underneath the waterline. We'll just use, there's one of my fluffy brushes, just brushed by Eco Tools. I really don't have a nice shimmery color to use in the inner corner. Actually, never mind, we take that back. So we're taking the Rock and Stone palette, and we're just going to take that kind of champagne color and use it as our highlighting shade today. Ooh, it's pretty. I'm just not impressed with this eyeshadow palette at all. We're just going to take some and highlight our brow bone. And I'm going to go ahead and show you the mascara that I got. This is the Avon Mega Effects mascara with keratin. This is in Blackest Black. So basically, you pull the tube off, the handle off, and this is your mascara wand. And you're supposed to like rock it side to side. And this is what it looks like. And you're supposed to bend the wand to like any desired application. And it's supposed to give you really nice lashes. I'll read the price off in a minute. This is the wand. So you have like different bristles that are different sizes. So we're going to try this out today. Pray to God I do not stab myself in the eye. So I pulled it like because I want my lashes to kind of be like curled. Kind of a really nice wet formula. It does really nice on the bottom lashes. Yeah, it's kind of a really wet formula. Like not too dry, but not too... Alright, so it's about... It's really hard to get those inner lashes though, so that's the only complaint. Oops, I just stabbed myself on the lower lash line. Alright, so I'm going to finish the rest of this off camera so it's not like a 10-minute clip of me putting on mascara, so I'll be right back. So mascara is on. We're going to move on to lips and lip liners. So I got 4 different lip liners. The first one I have is Mystery Mauve. So they're going to be like underneath the, that's Mystery Mauve. I don't think I'm going to use that one today. Then I got Chocolate. That's Chocolate. I have Red Brick. I've used this one before. That's Red Brick. And I think I'm going to use this one today. This one is in Peach Envy. Just like a peachy color. So I'm going to, I don't know why I take my glasses off to do this. I feel it's just easier. So I'm going to go ahead and line my lips. I'll do one half and then do the other half off camera. It's pretty creamy. Definitely gonna have to, these aren't sharpening ones, these are actually ones you can lift up. Alright, so I'm gonna do the rest of this off camera. Alright, so for lipstick I have 4 options. I think I already know which one I'm gonna use, and that one's gonna be Candle and Nicar, which is kind of like a shimmery nude color. I have some other ones over here. I have Golden Berry, which is like a berry color. I have Frostiest Mauve, which is kind of like a pink. And then I have Silky Peach, which I wasn't a big fan of Silky Peach at all when I used it once. Did not show up. So this is Candle and Nicar. I've yet to really use this shade. I do like their lipsticks, so I'll give you a price in a minute on these. Oh. These are not matte. These are very frosty. But they feel very good on the lips, very moisturizing. So this is, I'm going to go ahead and set my face with my Fix Plus real quick. And this is the completed look testing Avon makeup. So what did I like and what I didn't like? Let's go ahead and start off with brows. I was not a fan of the brow duo. This is just something I'm not a big fan of. I'm not a big fan into powders and wax. So I would definitely pass on that. The eye primer, nothing to rant and rave about. It was really nice. It glided on very smoothly. For $5.99, you can't beat it. You get a nice, or $8 since it's the original price, get a nice amount of product versus, this is what you can't afford and you refuse to pay $20 for like a painterly paint pot or primer potion or shadow insurance. Are there cheaper alternatives out there that are a lot better? Yes, but this wasn't too bad for the price point. So would I repurchase it? No. But do I like it? Yes. The eyeshadows, the first one, Emerald Cut, is a hard pass for me. I did not like this one at all. Not pigmented, was really chunky. Like I felt like there was chunks of glitter in here, like in the shade number 2. Very chunky, did not like this one. Definitely a pass for me on this. The other 2 palettes, like, I'm just grabbing this one because it was right here. The Rock and Stone and like the Garden Party. Would I purchase these again? They were okay. They weren't the worst palettes in the world. Just not something I see myself using every day. The formula was nice. It was blendable. Were they pigmented? Not really. So would I repurchase these again? Not really, no. The primer was phenomenal. I do like this primer. I would definitely repurchase it. Very smoothing. Fills in your pores. Makeup glides on beautiful. I would repurchase this again. Same thing with the foundation. The foundation looks very skin-like. It feels very skin-like. It doesn't look like I'm really wearing any foundation. Very nice, but yet it still has that coverage. So this is very, very nice. I would definitely repurchase this again, and I would see myself using it again in the future. The concealer was okay. It's not my favorite concealer in the world. I do prefer still prefer my Shape Tape, but it did get the job done. I don't see any darkness under my eyes. It definitely was good for highlighting. It was pretty nice. I'd say about medium to full coverage. Same thing with the foundation. It is buildable. The applicator was kind of scratchy, and I felt like I was going to go through this. I'm going to go through this too if I use it every day. If I use this every day, I feel like I could definitely go through this tube in about a couple weeks. So that's the only downside, is a little does not go a long way with this, but it's still really nice. And for the price point, I could see somebody purchasing that again. The face powder is definitely a pass for me. It was not finely milled. It smelled like chemicals. It feels nice on the skin, but it just was very chunky. I felt like I was wasting a lot of product. Just not something for me. I still prefer my Airspun, which is definitely a lot cheaper. The bronzing pearls were actually really nice. I did like the kind of glow. It gave you that kind of like natural bronzy look. So I could see myself using these more often. They were really nice. Would I repurchase them again? No, there's better bronzers out there. But for the price point, they were pretty nice. The blush was okay. It's just a blush. It wasn't nothing to rant and rave about. I purchased maybe some other shades. This wasn't my favorite shade. It was a little dark on me, but that's it. The highlighter, these were okay. These aren't something I could see myself grabbing every day. They are kind of hard to put on. You have to use your fingers, and I felt I really had to dig in there. I do like a blinding highlight, and these are not it. The eyeliner, a heavy pass for me. I do not understand the applicator. It was terrible. The mascara, the applicator's cool, but to me, it just does what any mascara does. I do like the Glimmer Sticks eyeliners. Those were really nice. I like the colors. And the lip products are really nice. So this concludes my full face of Avon makeup. If you like this, give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel. I'm doing a giveaway once I reach 50 subscribers. I will try to post more often, but I will see y'all all in my next video. Bye!